Remember a few weeks ago we sailed on P&O's beautiful ship Iona to Northern Europe where we saw windmills, stacks of animals and drank beer. Yes, so do we, and we wish we were back there now. Anyway, we promised you a video detailing how much we spent in total. Now we're a bit slow, so it's taken a while, but after using all of our fingers and toes and an iPhone, we think we're there, so let's get stuck in. Here we are, and we've promised you this video, and I'm sorry we've been a bit slow with it. We've been a bit busy, haven't we?
We've been well busy.
But here we are, we've got all our facts and our figures, and we've had a look through everything, and we think we are there.
Phew.
Now, P&O, when you first book your cruise, you get this cruise fare and you think, whoa, that's good value.
And to be honest, it is good value.
It is great
very
value,
good
but
value.
what do you actually spend? So we've been through all our bank statements and our onboard account. We've had a look, we've broken it down.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through in sections and tot it up as we go along. And we are going to put our running total somewhere up there, hopefully.
Now, I'd just like to ask, why haven't you got a glass of wine? Because we always do this with a drink.
We do, but someone's got to do the maths, and maths and alcohol don't mix. Okay, so let's get stuck in. Before we went, this is everything we paid before we left our house. So I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Our cruise fare for Northern Europe, if you haven't watched, do watch the diaries. They're quite good fun. Our cruise fare was £4, I wish, £429 per person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
which isn't bad.
Brilliant value. We went up to Rotterdam, we went up to Bruges,
we went to
Bremen, but we'll talk about it a bit later. So that was the first price we paid, and we put there.
Okie dokie. Next up in our pre-booked things was we booked the Limelight Club. Again, if you've seen the video, you'll know all about that. Now, the Limelight... can't even talk. The Limelight... I told you me and alcohol don't mix. The Limelight Club charges a different price depending which act is on. Now, we saw Deborah Stevenson, and she was £20 each per person. Now, I do believe that depending who's on, you can pay up to as much as £35, even £40. But we paid £20 each, so 40 quid spent.
There we go. Next thing we did, we booked an excursion in Hamburg. Now, as you know from the videos, we may not have ended up there, but this is what we booked. We paid £124 for the two of us to do an excursion to Lüneburg. But we can't tell you about that because we didn't go. But anyway, later.
Enough.
Next.
Okie dokie. Next up, we booked one of the speciality restaurants. We booked the Sindhu, which is an contemporary Indian. That's what they label it as, and it was fantastic. Yeah. And we paid £20, if I'm right, for that as a deposit.
That was £10 each.
That was £10 per person. Yeah. Just as a deposit, we paid extra when we had the meal.
Yeah, it comes off your bill at the end of the night. So that's what we did.
That's right.
Next thing, we paid £7.60 per person for an evening at the beach house.
Ah, yes.
Yes, we did.
Another speciality restaurant.
That's the price, but there are things on the menu that you can spend more on, and of course your drinks on top of that.
Of course.
As well.
Of course.
Right, now the biggie.
And the final thing we booked before we went was the internet package. Now, again, if you've seen our videos, you'll know the prices of it. It is expensive. We didn't need to buy the most expensive package, but we did for one reason or another. And that cost us I'm looking at me, bit of paper. We've got a bit of paper down here. We can't remember this.
No.
We paid £90 and 72p per person.
There you go. So before we went, we had already spent that. So that was us, all set to go. Now you live in North Wales and the ship leaves from Southampton. Yes, we had to get from North Wales all the way down to Southampton. And we went by the train. Will's dad very kindly picked us up, so we're not including that in the price. And our train ticket for the two of us with a two-together rail card, which we have, was £196.40. That's expensive, isn't it? To be fair, after all the shocking times on the trains, they did actually run on time, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
And it was quite a painless journey down there. It was a nice little journey,
wasn't it?
Cool. Right, when we got there...
Okay, well, we stayed in the Premier Inn in Southampton, and that cost us £62.98 for the double room.
Yeah, and that was with breakfast.
It was, yeah.
So the room was cheaper than that, but I paid for 2 breakfasts on top of that. Indeed. And it cost us £7 to get in a taxi. We got a taxi because we don't know Southampton yet. Well, we do know a bit now. From the train station to the Premier Inn. So that was our travel day, and that's what it cost us. From here on in, we're going to take you through day by day. Let's start with day 1.
Now, we got a taxi from the Premier Inn to the port, which cost us £8.
Then we got on the ship And you might be surprised to know this, but we didn't book a drinks package. We looked at the price of the drinks. We thought, some days we might, some days we won't.
They were kind of normal prices, weren't we?
They
we have got a
were.
video. Have a look at our own video. It tells you how much it
The
costs.
classic drinks package, that's what we would have gone for. That was £40, 45p per person per day, which would have added up quite a lot. So our onboard spends for day one was £56.85 for both of us. But that wasn't all drinks
because £5 of that was for a tin of deodorant because I'd left my toilet bag in the Premier Inn in Southampton, so I had to buy some deodorant.
So don't leave your deodorant, it's really expensive on board.
£5.
So we were well underneath the drinks package on that day. We got on board, we looked around, we had a couple of drinks and had a lovely, lovely first day. Day 2. This was a sea day, and we had a lovely day.
It was ace, wasn't it?
We went swimming, we went in the jacuzzis, we went to an art talk. That was really nice. And not all of our drinks are alcoholic, by the way. Some are soft drinks. Were they? And now our bill was bigger because we were on the ship for longer this day. For together, our onboard spend that day was £80.45p, which is still
a bit cheaper than the drinks package,
isn't
it?
Just under the drinks package, and that is us spending the whole day on the ship. So still glad we didn't get the drinks package. Day 3. Now, just before our cruise, we found out we weren't going to Hamburg. Something had sunk in the harbour and it was a no-go zone for ships. So we went to Bremen.
Which we loved.
Yeah, we loved it. We had a lovely day there.
We did.
What a really pretty town. Highly recommended. P&O very quickly reimbursed us the £124, so you can take
it
off there. But when I got on board, and I couldn't do this before we got on board, I booked Bremen on your own, which was basically a bus to Bremen, and then they let you out.
That's all it was.
You were free, and then they collected you and took you back. That cost £98. We're just going to amend that now. We were in Bremen. Probably would have wanted to be in Bremen for longer than we were on our tours.
We were there for a few hours, weren't we?
We were back on board, and our onboard bill this day was £55.30 together, so well shy of the drinks package. So far, we're really glad we didn't get the drinks package. Day 4. We sailed out of Bremen at 9:30 a.m, so effectively it was another sea day.
It was a sea day, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think we've been so well behaved on days 1, 2 and 3, watching what we spent. By day 4, I think we let our hair down and had some fun because our onboard bill was £93.35.
Ooh. It's only that. It's only a little bit more than the drinks package, isn't it?
In our defence. It was a celebration night and we went to the chef's table.
With some posh wines on, weren't there?
Yeah, the wine sommelier, whatever he's called,
Ollie Smith,
had recommended some wines to go with the Marco Pierre
and
wine
if he's
menu.
recommended it, we've got to try it.
It would be rude not to, so we tried them. That was probably the most of that bill.
Yeah.
Posh wine.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we were looking at whether we should get the drinks package or not, and I think with not getting it, one thing it did do is it stopped it quite literally. I mean, we didn't hold back, but we didn't go mad.
No.
If it was an all-inclusive like the Morella, then you just go get another drink, don't you?
Yeah.
Whereas now, because we knew we were paying for it, we did actually think about it.
Yeah, it made us more mindful.
Yeah.
There you go.
And less drunk.
Well, not this night.
Obviously.
But no, it was a lovely, lovely night. We did enjoy it, and that was our biggest spend so far. Day 5. We were in Rotterdam, and what a lovely place that was. Brilliant thing about Rotterdam, the ship rocks up. It's pretty much in town. You can walk to nearly everywhere.
And we did some walking.
Oh man, did we walk.
About 30,000 steps or something that day.
We walked everywhere. We got wet, the weather was shocking, but we still had a great day, apart from the sore feet. Now, one thing we will say that we're not including in this price, before we went, we had one of those cruise urns, didn't we?
I think your sister gave us one that you can't take the thing out to get the money out. You have to smash it together. Little money box, basically.
We smashed it and we changed up. We had more than 200 quid in it, but we thought £200, we'll change it into euros, and that will be our spend.
Our cash.
So if we have a beer off the ship, if we have nachos, and I don't think we spent it on taxis, to be honest.
No,
I can't remember.
No.
But that was how we did all the meals. If you've watched our diaries, and if you haven't, you should.
So we won't include that.
We won't include that.
That's just general spends.
Back to the ship. we were absolutely knackered. Our spend today was only £69.20.
Oh, not bad.
Probably too tired to have a drink. And we did one other thing, which was the metro.
Oh, yeah, I think that was £1.60 each per journey. We did one journey, I think it was £1.60.
We wish we discovered the metro a lot earlier in the day, but once we discovered the metro...
We made use of it the next day, didn't we?
We made use of it the next day.
Yeah.
So that was day 5. Day 6. First up, let's address the elephant in the room. We're wearing different things with different hair.
It's a different day.
It's a different day. We filmed this 3 days ago, put it in the machine, and this bit...
And the sound went...
Yeah.
All the way through. Don't know why.
And then the next bit, the sound went... all the way through. So we've got to do it again.
So we've got to remember what we said.
So we're still in Rotterdam.
Oh, yeah.
It's raining less, and we've started the day with a walk over the bridge because we're going to Kinderdijk to see the
beautiful.
famous windmills. It was so chill. It was
nice, wasn't it?
It was so lovely.
Got a water bus.
We got a water bus. So just over the bridge, there's a little water bus stop. We paid on board, and we paid £16.90
for the two of us.
For the two of us, half hour, up we went, walked around the windmills, half an hour back, absolutely lovely.
Yeah, it was good.
Then we went exploring Rotterdam, and this time we did it on the metro. And we paid, throughout the day, we did a few different trips, didn't we? We paid £2.40 per person to use the metro.
It's a bit like the London Underground, where you can just use your card and you can tap it as you go along, and what it does is it sees how many journeys you've had over the day and how much... You know how it works.
It was very, very easy. So we'll put those onto the total, and then on board. Oh dear. It was our worst day yet.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of our best days yet. But we paid £108.80.
You know why?
You know why? Because we went to see that
show. The Nickel Singer experience thing.
Yeah, if you've watched our diaries, and if you haven't, you should, you will see that we went there. The cocktail itself was £9 each.
In a nutshell, we needed to buy loads of booze to get us through the night.
Oh, bless it.
And the cocktail, it wasn't the nicest cocktail, was it?
Oh, it didn't know what it was that poor evening. Then those poor dancers, like...
You enjoyed the cocktail, didn't you?
No, I did not. It was absolutely... bleh.
I drank it, though.
I know you did.
Out of principle.
Yeah, and we will do a video all about that soon, that experience, although you know what we think about that. But that was day 6. Day 7. We're in Bruges, and what an
beautiful place.
Absolutely gorgeous,
Loved it.
Gorgeous city. That square was
I want to go back
stunning.
at Christmas. It's beautiful.
The beer was strong.
The beer was very... 11% beer, and I've still got a couple of bottles in there as well.
And once again, we got soaked.
We did get soaked, but how did we get there?
Now, there's lots of different ways of getting there because Zeebrugge, the port, is quite away
from Bruges.
Bruges. So we went with Get My Guide. We've used them before for our
It's
trip.
a coach company who do trips in Europe.
And tours. For the trip on the Seine in Paris, we used them.
Yep.
So we used them again. We paid €25 per person.
We could have got it cheaper if we'd have done the train. I think it was only about £5 if we did the train, but it did take a bit longer and it was a bit more
longer.
of a faff.
We met a girl on the boat who said it had been quite a lot of queues.
And we didn't get long enough there, so we just wanted to get it done and go there.
All the times for on the way back, we're on the front of the bus. It was really, really well organised. And in today's exchange rate, it was £42.83 for both of us.
Okay.
There we go. Now, back on board. We went to Sindhu.
Oh,
that was
our favourite.
Absolutely beautiful. So all of the food in that restaurant is paid extra. It's not mega expensive.
No.
But remember, we'd already paid a deposit.
I think our actual bill on that was £40-something.
Yeah.
Something like that. But plus the £20 we'd already paid.
And our onboard for the day was £90.10.
Oh.
But some of that was food. And soft drinks as well, I'd like to say. And that was day 7. So we didn't go mad, but we didn't hold back either. We had what we'd like to think was a nice week on board. So drum roll, the final totals.
But before we show you the total, we've got to put another £8 on, which was for the taxi from the ship to Southampton Station.
So drum roll. I've got it down here. Our grand total was £2,116.80.
For the two of us.
For the two of us. So if you chop that in half, that was £1,058.40 each. And including the travel day, which we're going to do because it included the train, it included the hotel.
Yeah. So it was 9 days,
It was a
basically,
9-day experience. So divide that by 9. It works out as £117.60 per day, with drinks in. That doesn't include the £200 cash for
No.
off the ship, but that was our onboard spend. And
That's
now
not
I've done
bad, is
the
it?
maths, I've got a wine.
Hey.
So yeah, that is what we spent. It might be totally different for you. You might not drink alcohol. You might
not buy any deodorant.
you might not leave.
smell.
Yeah, you might not leave your deodorant in Southampton. You might book more tours
Hmm.
than us. I think it depends. And a summer cruise, would that be more? You'd be out by the pool. We don't know. This is our first trip with P&O. It's not going to be our last one.
No, we loved it.
But yeah, on the whole, I'm glad we didn't buy the drinks package. We went over twice, but not by much. But we were so under some of the other days.
Yeah.
It was the right decision
Yeah.
for
I think we
us.
came out just about 10,
Yeah.
20 quid cheaper,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Had we taken it.
Yeah, so on the whole, that was a right move for us. We really hope you've enjoyed our Iona series. We've had some lovely comments,
We
especially
have.
about the ship overview. We're not finished yet, don't worry. We've got
Still got loads more to show you.
Limelight review, the review. We want to do another ship overview. We did it in categories. We'd like to do it geographically.
Oh, yeah, deck by deck.
Yeah, deck by deck, and try and see, some people's brains might work better like that. I know some people have watched it and
doesn't
gone,
work.
oh my god, how much stuff. So maybe that will work as well. But we really enjoyed our time. And if you subscribe to the channel,
Oh yeah, if you
that
could
would
do
be
all of that,
great,
hit the
yeah.
like, do all that. We've got the Patreon, we've got,
Yeah.
you know all that stuff. You've seen us
You've
before.
seen us before. But we hope you found this useful. And as we say,
In postcard and a pint, cheers to the good times. Why do the Norwegian Navy have barcodes on the side of their ships?
I don't know.
So when they get into port, they can Scandinavian.
Oh.